Nam was very knowledgeable about the 3 stops and added helpful context to many of the exhibits. Even though the prison was the most crowded, the History Museum stop was the most informative. I would not have enjoyed the experience without Nam, as many exhibits were not in English. Even if they were, it was poorly translated. I probably would have skipped the B-52 exhibit as it was very chaotic with several buses and tour groups. Probably just bad timing. Regardless, all that is there are fragments of a B-52, a mobile radar, a few artillery wagons, and a dilapidated MiG fighter. My tour guide Van taught us everything we need to know about the history of Vietnam. If you are looking to learn more about Vietnam and how it got to where it is today, I highly recommend checking it out with Van. She asks questions to make sure you are paying attention. Van makes everything easier to understand and goes at a non-boring pace. Afterwards, she took us to a hidden gem cafe that has the best and most addictive Vietnamese coffee you will ever taste in Vietnam, but you won't know about it unless you book with the best tour guide Van. Thank you for the experience. A thoroughly enjoyable experience. Julia is an exceptional guide and she provided an engaging, educational, and entertaining tour. The museum displays were enhanced by Julia's knowledgeable narrative as she passionately and proudly explained her country's recent history. There were plenty of pauses in the narrative to give the guests an opportunity to view the exhibitions at their own pace. Julia welcomed questions and input from the guests, which enabled a free flow of experiences, perspectives and ideas. Highly recommended. Well-structured tour. Van is very friendly guide, her English is easy to understand and she understood as well. She also welcomes questions and interacts well during the tour. It was nice to have a break in between and Van had chosen a very interesting a bit hidden coffee shop in an old colonial house. In general, the logistics were well handled. It's a great tour if you want to understand how Vietnamese people feel about their colonial and history, and especially about the main character, Ho Chi Minh. We went on the War Museum and Hoa Lo Prison tour with Nam as our guide. He was super passionate about Vietnamese culture and history, and we learned a lot. It was a well-organized tour and Nam was a fantastic guide. He took the time to answer all our questions and the tour didn't feel rushed at all. He genuinely loves giving the tour and it shows. Definitely recommend booking this tour if you want to learn more about Vietnamese history and culture. Excellent tour of Vietnam National Museum of History, Hoa Lo Prison, French Quarter. Nam, our tour guide was excellent, providing our party with a balanced overview of Vietnam's history and how many countries tried to influence and control its people for their own gains, only for the people to fight and fight again for their independence. A truly fascinating overview and well worth taking the time to learn about the country's history. This was our favorite tour in Hanoi. Our guide, Nam, was fantastic. His passion for Vietnamese culture and interest in Vietnamese history was the highlight of our tour. We learned so much. We didn't feel rushed at all and had all our questions thoroughly answered. The tour was well organized and we loved it. Highly recommend choosing to go on this tour, and hopefully you'll get Nam as your guide. We had a wonderful time,